Watch as Renault 99 takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything a euro. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
There goes Huge Ass on their first dance with Monza. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Renault 99's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
Look at Huge Ass taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Renault Per 99 is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Tatuus FA01's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Hugh Jass is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Monza.
Renault Per 99 posted a 156.769 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book a Euro, sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Monza.
There's no mucking around for Hugh Jass a Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Monza. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Boy, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Hugh Jass is getting to grips with the Tatuus FA01 in this practice session. Alright, Renault99 has put down a 225.536. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Tatuus FA01.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
And away goes Huge Ass, charging down Curva del Seraglio like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob, it's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
Look at Sunoiler go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car is performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Huge Ass first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 156.045. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
And there's Megasaurus 55, easing out onto Monza. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
There's the first flying lap for Sunoiler, hitting 157.713. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Megasaurus 55 is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:57.257. There goes Puppy Dog from Hell on their first dance with Monza. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Megasaurus 55 is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Tatuus FA01 has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Watch as Puppy Dog from Hell takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything a euro. The brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
There's Eddie G, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The outlap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Monza.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
Sunoiler's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:09.901. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Hugh Jass posted 4:25.793 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:56.362. Richard Rossier is in Rettifilo Partenza. Sunoiler posted a 1:56.362 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Hugh Jass crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:01.467. They're getting to grips with Monza, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Look at Mr. Bang taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
With just 129 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There's the first flying lap for Hugh Jass, hitting 1:56.235. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Sunoiler's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:56.203. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Renault Per 99 posted 157.552 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Richard Rossier is on their first practice flying lap. Alright, Sunoiler has put down a 156.240. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Tatuus FA01.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
There's no mucking around for Mr. Banger Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Monza. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
There are just over 125 minutes left in this practice session. You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Mr. Bang is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Tatuus FA01's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Renault Per 99's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 156.331. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Monza, as the drivers rev up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Jack M team, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Jack M team has done a fantastic job to claim 6th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
And there goes Renault 99, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Renault 99's current position of 2nd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A dominant display by Rob in this qualifying session. They have put in a stunning lap time and find themselves at the top of the leaderboard. The other drivers will have their work cut out to match their speed and claim that pole position. Rob Keane has completed their outlap. Keane has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left. Richard Rossier has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Rob has completed their first flying lap in 1:54.990. Incredible drive by Mr. Bang so far, earning an 8th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Mr. Bang has positioned themselves impressively in 8th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. Sunoiler has positioned themselves well in 4th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Sunoiler has just completed a lap in 1:56.283. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. It's an impressive showing by Chris Ilduke, currently in 9th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Absolute.
Chris Ilduke has completed their outlap. Megasaurus 55 has put in a great effort and currently holds 8th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Jack M team as they currently hold position 9. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Jack M team has completed their outlap. What a performance from Hugh Jass. They currently occupy 4th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? Hugh Jass is really showing what they're made of, landing in 2nd during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
Currently in 7th, Richard Rossier has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
Absolutely, Rob. Richard Rossier has put in a remarkable effort to secure 7th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Impressive display by Jack M team, currently sitting in position 8. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Jack M team has just completed that lap in 1:55.854. Their best lap so far is 1:55.854, putting them in P5. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Puppy Dog from Hell has completed their first flying lap in 2:00.707. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. A challenging session for Chris Iljuk so far. They're currently in 11th position, which is not where they wanted to be. But in motorsport, we've seen remarkable comebacks, and they'll be hoping to turn their fortunes around and secure a better result.
Absolutely, Rob. Chris Iljuk is facing a challenging situation, but they have the skill and determination to turn things around. It's not over until the checkered flag, and they still have a chance to improve their result.
Chris Iljuk has completed their outlap. Jack M team has secured a respectable 5th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Looks like Jack M team is making a statement, securing a spot in 5th.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Impressive work from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has claimed 10th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. It's about time Puppy Dog from Hell considered a different approach. With a 1:59.635, they're stuck in 10th. Maybe a change in brake bias could give them more control in those hard braking zones.
That's a solid point, Rob. Better braking control means they can brake later and harder, making up precious time in the corners.
Incredible drive by Sunoiler so far, earning them 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? I'm thinking Sunoiler could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 1:56.013 isn't cutting it for 7th. A switch to a softer compound might give them the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
Disappointing performance from Chris Iljuk in this qualifying session. Currently in 11th position, they'll need to dig deep and find some extra speed to climb up the leaderboard and secure a better starting position for the race. Chris Iljuk has just completed a lap in 2:00.268. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. A strong showing from Eddie G as they currently sit in 6th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Renault 99 has put in a great effort and currently holds 4th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Renault 99's current position of 4th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
It's a stellar performance from Renault 99, clinching 3rd.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
It's been a challenging session for Chris Iljuk. They're currently languishing in 11th position, which is not where they had envisioned themselves. But in motorsport, anything can happen, and with their skill and determination, they might still turn things around. Chris Dukes got their work cut out for them in ninth. Perhaps adjusting the gear ratios for better acceleration could help knock off a few tenths.
You're on the money, Rob. On a track with this many tight turns, quicker acceleration out of the corners could be key to a faster lap time.
A solid qualifying performance by Eddie G, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has done a fantastic job to claim 6th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in 8th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Currently in 6th, Megasaurus 55 has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
Absolutely, Rob. Megasaurus
55 has just completed that lap in 7:31.377. Their best lap so far is 1:55.766, putting them in P6. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? You've joined us on a breezy day here at Monza, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Rob Keane will lead the way from pole position. Hugh Jass will begin the race from the 2nd spot on the starting grid.
They are in a good place to mount a good challenge come the first corner.
At 3rd, we have the one and only Renault 99. Our 4th place starter for today's race is none other than Jack M Team.
But they're going to have to be quick out of the blocks if they want to keep up with the top performers.
Eddie G lines up in 5th place as the engines rev and the race begins.
Big things expected for Eddie G today.
As the engines roar to life, Megasaurus 55 prepares to take off from the 6th position on the starting grid.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
The 7th starting position belongs to Sunoiler, who will be looking to make up ground early on. Sitting in 8th is Richard Rossier. Chris Ilduke is lining up 9th. From the middle of the pack, we have Mr. Bang in 10th place on the starting grid. Puppy Dog from Hell is in a solid position starting from 11th on the grid.
They're a fighter, and they won't give up until they've crossed the finish line.
Maybe Today Satan is 12th.
Where can Maybe Today's Satan put that Tatuus FA01?
A clarion call to action has been sounded, and our heroes and heroines face the opening gauntlet. With cars in such intimate proximity, the ever-present risk of a calamitous twist beckons.
It's hotter than a July afternoon out there. One false move, and you're gonna feel the burn. These drivers, they gotta play it cooler than a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce.
So Rob Always Keens decided to play it cool, holding onto one like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this race unfolds.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? The drivers are jockeying for position. Megasaurus 55 will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. Having started in 4, Jack M team will be looking to establish themselves in this race. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start. The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap.
It's always intense racing here in Monza. Hold on to your hats, folks.
Quiet, steady, reliable. That's Eddie's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Eddie G just needs to bide their time and wait for the right opportunity.
Eddie G just blitzed past Jack M team like they were standing still.
I've always said, it's not the car, it's the driver. And Eddie's proving that point right.
Even though Eddie G is a fair way behind Renault Per 99, they can't afford to let their guard down. Renault Per 99 is still vulnerable to mistakes.
I've seen kangaroos that close the gap quicker in the bush than Eddie G is doing now. They've got their work cut out for them.
You reckon Chris Ilduke's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible. It's like watching a hawk circling its prey, waiting for the right moment to swoop.
The tension is palpable. These drivers are showing tremendous respect for each other while going all out. It's a masterclass in clean, hard racing. Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Richard Rossier's just rocketed into 6th.
Dang, if Richard Rosier keeps this up, we'll need to douse the track. Smokin' hot move to 6th.
It's a nail-biting showdown between these 3 drivers. They're nose to tail, pushing their limits in every corner.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. This wheel-to-wheel racing is what fans live for. The determination and tenacity shown by these drivers to gain even the smallest advantage is simply awe-inspiring.
Things are getting spicy as Megasaurus 55 is breathing down Renault Per 99's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Megasaurus 55 gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Wow, Richard Rossier is really pushing hard to catch up to Megasaurus 55. Breaking alert, just like my hope in finding the one, Renault 99's direction seems a bit lost right now. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Chris Ilduke is proper nipping at Jack M Team's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
At this rate, Chris Ilduke and Jack M Team are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Chris Ilduke's gone faster than when I dropped me beer and tried to catch it midair. Impressive stuff.
Phew, Chris Ilduke's got more speed than my cousin Earl on his tractor when he's late for supper.
No room for error here. Jack M Team is breathing down the neck of Puppy Dog from Hell, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. And Jack M Team has just won the place from Puppy Dog from Hell. And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Chris Ilduke wants to find a way round Puppy Dog from Hell. Chris Ilduke's falling behind Puppy Dog from Hell at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close the... Hold on a second. Oi. Maybe today Satan tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1. Maybe today Satan 0.
Well, slap my grandma. Maybe today Satan's gone off like they saw a ghost. Or maybe they just saw their last lap time.
Oh my, Chris Ilduke is hot on the tail of Puppy Dog from Hell. As they come into Variante Ascari, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
Now that's how it's done. Chris Ilduke rips through the track, while Puppy Dog from Hell watches the tail lights fade. Now isn't this a show? Puppy Dog from Hell's gotten the bit between their teeth, and they're reeling in Chris Ilduke. Look at them weave and bob through Curva Parabolica, folks. Someone should tell Chris Ilduke this ain't a Sunday drive. Puppy Dog from Hell's tearing up the track.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Puppy Dog from Hell's looking every bit the champ today.
Chris Ilduke wants to close that gap with Puppy Dog from Hell. If Chris Ilduke doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Aussies love a good underdog story. Breaking news, folks. It's looking good for Chris Ilduke, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Puppy Dog from Hell. Tell ya what, Renault 99 is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
Hoo boy, Renault 99 needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
Struth, Renault 99's not here to muck about. The gap to Sunoiler is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.7 seconds. Stone the Crows. Chris Ilduke's in 10th, but if I know them, Puppy Dog from Hell's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
The gap between them is just over 0.6 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Blimey, Chris Ilduke's shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to 9th just like that.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Renault 99 for nabbing 4th.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Renault 99's charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to 4th, cowboy.
It's a battle of wills out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Richard Rossier is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.24 seconds down.
Can Richard Rossier refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Blimey. Chris Iljuk. Wait. Oof. Chris Iljuk misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon.
Whoa Nelly. Looks like Chris Ilju's been watching too much NASCAR, trying to drift on an F1 circuit.
Every gear shift, every pedal push, Richard Rossier's got one goal in mind, capturing Sunola's spot. Struve. If Chris Iljuk gets any closer to Puppy Dog from Hell, they'll be asking to share a meat pie. Watch them duel it out at Curva del Seraglio. It's like David versus Goliath out there. Chris Iljuk just slung a stone and gained ground, while Puppy Dog from Hell is left searching for footing.
Absolutely, Rob. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and Chris Iljuk can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
Alright, hold your horses. Puppy Dog from Hell is really putting the heat on Chris Iljuk. If I were Chris Iljuk, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
If things go wrong between Puppy Dog from Hell and Chris Iljuk, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
A great pass for Puppy Dog from Hell as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Chris Iljuk has lost ground. Chris Iljuk wants to get into Puppy Dog from Hell slipstream. The best laid plans of mice and men, haha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Chris Iljuk right now as they are struggling to keep up with Puppy Dog from Hell. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Chris Iljuk gaining places and Puppy Dog from Hell losing them. Look at Puppy Dog from Hell trying to close the gap on Chris Iljuk. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
Fair dinkum. Puppy Dog from Hell's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Great driving from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has just gained a place and moved up to 9th. Fair dinkum. I reckon Mr. Bang's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Chris Iljuk in the front.
This is more than a race. It's a battle of wills, of nerve, of sheer determination.
Hold on to your hats. Puppy Dog from Hell is gunning for Chris Iljuk. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
A brilliant maneuver from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has just moved up the field. Tire degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Puppy Dog from Hell's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Chris Iljuk, aren't they?
Exactly what Puppy Dog from Hell needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Chris Iljuk.
Look at this. Mr. Bang is practically drafting off Puppy Dog from Hell. With the gap this small, Curva B zone is going to be a real test. Puppy Dog from Hell seems to be putting the pressure on Chris Iljuk. What a tight spot. Sorry to cut in here. Whoa. Richard Rossier took that corner like my Uncle Baz after a six-pack, all over the shop. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Chris Ilju's inching ever closer to Puppy Dog from Hell. This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here. The rubber's burning, the crowd's yearning, and Megasaurus 55's engine is churning to get past Sunoiler.
Mate, Puppy Dog from Hell's right up Chris Ilduke's chuff. As they zip through Curva Parabolica, we're all expecting some fireworks. An impressive showing from Puppy Dog from Hell, who has gained positions and left Chris Ilduke in the dust. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
Cricky. Chris Ilduke sticking to Puppy Dog from Hell like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights.
This isn't just racing, it's art in motion. And Chris Ilduke is painting a masterpiece in pursuit.
The gap between Chris Ilduke and Puppy Dog from Hell is getting smaller.
Dang, Chris Ilduke's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Puppy Dog from Hell like a hound on a hot dog.
Whoa, Chris Ilduke's on fire, leaving skid marks and Puppy Dog from Hell's hopes behind.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
The chase music's playing in Renault 99's head as they reel in Eddie G, moment by nail-biting moment.
Can Renault 99 close the 0.8 second gap and make a pass?
It looks like Renault 99 is making a move. The gap to Eddie G is now down to 0.6 seconds.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
The pursuit is on. Puppy Dog from Hell is closing the gap on Chris Ilduke, determined to claim P9. It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Puppy Dog from Hell and Chris Ilduke.
Now, ain't that something? Puppy Dog from Hell is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Chris Ilduke.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Puppy Dog from Hell is razor thin as they vie for 10th in this nail-biting contest. The tension is building as Richard Rossier trails behind Jack M Team. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Jack M Team hold on, or will Richard Rossier be able to close them down? This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
With a move that's swift, I'd say Mr. Bang's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
That's what we like to see. Mr. Bang is really showing their class today.
Disappointing for Mr. Bang, they now find themselves in 11th. You reckon Megasaurus 55 saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Looking at the lap times, Megasaurus 55 is not on pace with Sunoiler. Can they turn it around?
Hold the phone. Megasaurus 55's pace is off. They're like a horse with a hitch in its giddy up, while Sunoiler's riding high.
Oi, Mr. Bang is on Puppy Dog from Hell like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack. This ain't a track, it's a coliseum, and the gladiators are putting on one hell of a show.
Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell is legging it from Mr. Bang. The gap's growing like a well-watered waddle as they zoom through Prima Variante. Looks like we might have a great battle starting here between Chris Ilduke in 9th and Puppy Dog from Hell. It's been tense with a gap of only 0.8 seconds. He can't hold on. Chris Iljuk is losing time to pup braking update. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Mr. Bang. Too much snagger, not enough bun. The crowd is on its feet as Puppy Dog from Hell chases down Chris Iljuk through Primo Curva di Lesmo.
This is getting heated, with Puppy Dog from Hell nipping at the heels of Chris Iljuk. They're gonna make Prima Curva di Lesmo one to remember.
Struth. Puppy Dog from Hell's taken a bit of a tumble down the order to 12th. Must have missed the memo. It's an intense battle for position as Megasaurus 55 tries to outmaneuver Sunoiler. This is edge of your seat racing.
That's right, Megasaurus 55 is determined to pass Sunoiler and secure a higher position.
Chris Iljuk has the pedal to the metal chasing maybe today Satan.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
Rob, last time I saw Megasaurus 55 this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Chris Iljuk is breathing down the neck of maybe today Satan, not giving them any room to relax. Things are heating up as Megasaurus 55 closes in on Sunoiler. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned gains.
As we come into the final moments of this epic race, Rob is in the lead. Can they stay calm and bring home the bacon?
They're not leaving anything on the table.
And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Rob.
And that's why Keen is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Hugh Jass certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result.
Strong work securing second place. Well done.
Impressive drive from Eddie G to claim the final spot on the podium.
Fantastic result.
With Renault per 99 and Sunoiler in 4th and 5th. Finishing 6th is Richard Rossier. Megasaurus 55 takes 7th. Chris Iljuk brings home 8th. In 9th, it's maybe today Satan. 10th is Puppy Dog from Hell. Taking 11th is Mr. Bang. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Monza, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Starting from pole position is the best possible outcome for Puppy Dog from Hell.
But they will need to stay cool under pressure. If they can do that, they'll be in with a chance.
Taking the second spot is maybe today Satan. The third position is occupied by Chris Ilduke. Starting just behind the front runners in fourth place is the determined driver, Megasaurus 55.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
Taking off from the fifth grid slot is the skilled driver, Richard Rossier. Starting from sixth on the grid is a good position for Sunoiler to launch an attack. Renault 99 has qualified 7th.
Renault 99 will have wanted a better start than 7th.
In the middle of the pack, we have Eddie G starting from the 8th position on the grid. Hugh Jass is going to be starting from 9th. Our 10th place starter, Rob Keane, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track. Starting from 11th on the grid is a decent position for Mr. Bang, all things considered. Starting from 12th on the grid is a tough ask for Jack M Team, but they're up for the challenge. Lights gone, the gloves are up, and bloody oath, it's game on.
Lukey here, it's a true testament of a driver's grit. Gotta keep that car sticking like molasses in January. And if they ain't sharp, well, they might find themselves talking a little detour off the track.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race.
I am so excited at the prospects for this race. I can't wait to see the drama unfold.
Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race.
Let's hope they all brought their A games today.
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one.
I'm looking forward to this one, Rob, and we'll see a return to form for Richard Rossier in this outing in Italy.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Monza. I think we are in for a cracking race.
Well, butter my cornbread, Sunoiler's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Autodromo di Monza here at Monza. Can't blame them.
Bit of a cruisy start for Richard Rossier, just feeling out the track at Monza. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land.
Like we say in North Carolina, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe Richard Rossier is keeping their pace steady for now, waiting for the right time to make a splash.
Here's some action. Jack M Team's tailgating Eddie G so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near Curva Parabolica.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Jack M Team and Eddie G, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
With Sunoiler on the hunt, Richard Rossier better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? There's not much to report on from Rob at the moment. They're just keeping their head down and putting in consistent laps.
Consistency is key in racing. Rob Keane just needs to keep doing what they're doing and wait for opportunities to present themselves.
Gee whiz. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down Puppy Dog from Hell's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Puppy Dog from Hell's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Megasaurus 55 is definitely living on the edge today.
You reckon Rob Keen's rearview is just filled with Eddie G now?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sight no driver wants in their mirrors. Rob needs to get the lead out Rob, otherwise their backside is gonna look like the Japanese flag come the morning.
The gap between Eddie G in 8th and Renault 99 remains over a second, but Eddie G is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close the gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 16 minutes? The intensity is off the charts as Renault 99 hounds Chris Ilduke, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
This battle between Renault 99 and Chris Ilduke is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
It's a thrilling pursuit as maybe today Satan is right behind. Incident alert, maybe Megasaurus 55's got a drop bear in the cockpit, cause that move was bonkers. Jack M team could be looking for a way up the inside of Eddie G.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
The action is non-stop as Puppy Dog from Hell shadows maybe today Satan through every twist and turn, determined to claim second.
Puppy Dog from Hell is following maybe today Satan so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
Oh, this is getting intense. Renault 99 is just behind Chris Ilduke.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
Puppy Dog from Hell appears to be breaking news, folks. Looks like Chris Ilduke tried the old "dingo stole my race line" trick. A tad too clever by half.
Sweet cornbread. Chris Ilduke must have thought there's a Walmart sale off the track the way they went off.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. The adrenaline is pumping as Jack M team gets within striking distance of Eddie G in their race for 11th. Oh dear, maybe today Satan has had an incident.
Well, butter my biscuit. Maybe today Satan took a trip to the weeds. Must have thought they were at a barn dance the way they spun around.
We got a close battle as Richard Rossier closes in on Mr. Bang. Someone's revved up after lunch. Richard Rossier's blitzed ahead, claiming 7th.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Richard Rossier's giving me those vibes right now with that Ascent.
Chris Ilduke just blitzed past maybe today Satan like they were standing still. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Jack M team is sniffing around Eddie G like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 11th. We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
Every move counts now as Richard Rossier works to reel in Mr. Bang and overtake for P6.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Coming into second Curva di Lesmo, the fight for 11th is heating up. Who will be the first to blink?
This is what separates the good from the great. The ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Richard Rossier is proper nipping at Mr. Bang's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. I swear, Richard Rossier's on the prowl, making that leap to 6th look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue.
You can't argue with results like that. Richard Rossier is really making their mark on this race.
These engines aren't just humming for fun. They're thirstier than an Aussie after a game of cricket in the sun.
Cricket? That's like baseball with longer games, right? Anyway, these engines do have a roar that could rival any muscle car back home.
Sorry to interrupt here, but, oh mate, Keen's impersonating a lost tourist. Did someone forget to tell them it's a race, not a bushwalk?
Monza is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
Blimey, Hugh Jass is more eager to catch puppy dog from hell than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase.
The mental game is just as important here. Hugh Jass must keep their cool while putting pressure on puppy dog from hell.
Stone the crows. Hugh Jass is on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, second.
That kind of move? That's what happens when you mix horsepower with a dash of southern charm.
It looks like puppy dog from hell is all over Rob. I think they're gonna press him through second curva di Lesmo and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Rob, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as Rob is gonna be aware of them riding their bumper. They need to keep it on the black stuff. You don't get points for driving over weeds, not in this game.
It's a close race between Jack M Team and Eddie G in 11th. Jack M Team seems to be losing the plot with Eddie G. They'll need to buck up their ideas as they dive into Variante Ascari and aim for a ripper exit to gain some ground. It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Mr. Bang can catch some shade behind Richard Rossier?
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit.
It's a game of inches now as Jack M Team tails Eddie G closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Eddie's shoes right now, would ya? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
Superb driving from Rob, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. Whoa there, Jack M Team is sticking to Eddie G like glue. You reckon Eddie's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would. Oi, Jack M Team, no time for a smoko break. Eddie's tearing up the track like it's the end of the world.
Shucks, Jack M Team's struggling like a catfish out of water. Meanwhile, Eddie G is just sailing on by.
Ripper of a move. Jack M Team's not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, 11th. Eddie G wants to close that gap with Jack M Team. The battle is on for Eddie G. They're sandwiched between two rivals, 0.1 seconds away and Jack M Team 0.2 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft. Incredible. Eddie G is caught in a fierce battle, with breathing down their neck 0.1 seconds away, and Jack M Team just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills. I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Mr. Bang and Richard Rossier. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Mr. Bang needs to be careful not to overdo it.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Jack M team is dancing closer and closer to Eddie G. You can feel the tension as they approach Primo Curva di Lesmo.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Jack M team looked like overtaken, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
Bloody hell, Jack M team's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched 11th. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration. This is where the race gets really interesting. Mr. Bang is closing in on Richard Rossier.
With a gap tighter than a new pair of jeans, Mr. Bang's pushing the Tatuus FA01 to its limits. He's got that racer's instinct, looking for that sweet spot to pounce on Richard Rossier.
Looks like Mr. Bang remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Richard Rossier, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie. Richard Rossier is running 6th. They are trying to catch Sunoiler.
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? Cuz Richard Rossier's dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Sunoiler.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Chris Ilduke trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mr. Bang. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? The gap between Chris Ilduke and Mr. Bang is growing. It's now up to 6.7 seconds. During your racing career, how did you determine when it was the right time to pit for fresh tires due to tire degradation?
It was a combination of factors, Rob. Monitoring lap times, communicating with the team about tire wear, and assessing the car's handling were all crucial in deciding when to make a pit stop for fresh tires.
It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Maybe today Satan's got Renault 99 in their crosshairs.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curves. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
You know, Richard Rossier reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. Strike a light. Richard Rossier is throwing out numbers like they're buying rounds at the pub. Sunoiler, did that sting a bit? This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Chris Ilduke is the predator, with Mr. Bang firmly in their sights.
Who will be able to maintain their pace and come out on top?
Gee whiz, Chris Ilduke's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
Ha ha, that's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, the mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
I think I need a nap just watching them. Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Sunoiler is stalking Puppy Dog from Hell's every move. Sunoiler's showing off some serious moves, making Puppy Dog from Hell look like they're dancing with 2 left feet. Hold on to your hats, folks. Chris Duke is right on the heels of Mr. Bang, and we're in for a wild ride. Puppy Dog from Hell seems to be putting the pressure on Sunoila.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble in the boundary of disaster.
Buckle up. Chris Duke is all over Mr. Bang like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? The age-old challenge. Richard Rossier is trying to catch Puppy Dog from Hell, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Alright, hold your horses. Chris Duke is really putting the heat on Mr. Bang. If I were Mr. Bang, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. By crikey, Chris Duke's lap time is like a cold beer on a hot day, absolutely smashing. Mr. Bang, you need a moment to recover? The race is really heating up. Richard Rossier is hunting down Puppy Dog from Hell with everything they've got. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. What a move. Hold that thought, hold the phone. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Oh my, Chris Duke is hot on the tail of Mr. Bang. As they come into Primo Curva di Lesmo, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
It's a battle for position as Chris Duke tries to make a move on Mr. Bang. This is what racing is all about.
This is where the true champions shine, and Megasaurus 55 is certainly showing their class in the final sector.
It takes a special kind of driver to perform under pressure like this. Megasaurus 55 has certainly risen to the occasion.
What a win! This is a historic moment for Megasaurus 55, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision. What a drive from Rob Keane, securing a great second-place finish.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second-place finish.
That was an outstanding performance from Hugh Jass. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
What a drive. Well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Coming in 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have Sunoila, Richard Rossier, and Puppy Dog from Hell. Mr. Bang, Renault per 99, and maybe today Satan end in 7th, 8th, and 9th. Eddie G in 10th. Chris Duke claim 11th.